What was the experience like in the early days of leaving your VP position at an existing startup, taking the leap, and building your own company? It was, it was cool. It was exciting. It was a bunch of guys talking about an idea and debating back and forth, and it was not contentious at all. There was this level of excitement in the creativity process, and I think it was like that for probably about 2 months, and then we had to raise money so that we could build the thing, and then all of a sudden you get the wave of no's, and then it gets then the kind of the questions start coming up, right? Which is like, have I really nailed this? Is this really the right idea? You have people who just tear you apart. Like for us, we were talking about the content publishing at the local space, and meanwhile every other article about Patch is coming out, just taking them apart, and about how the local industry is, it just won't work, and that kind of stuff, and how people didn't want to be anywhere near it, and that was tough. You take a lot of meetings, you hear a lot of no's, and it's hard to take that, and it's hard to, and I think I didn't do a great job actually of listening, not to the no, but to the nuggets of wisdom in the no's. And I think that's something I could have done a much better job at. It's very easy to be like, no, 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 my idea is great. You don't understand it. Let me tell you about my vision. You're not getting it. But I think they got it, or they got it and they didn't like it, or they didn't see it, or but they had real objections that many of them turned out to be true challenges for us that I think we could have looked at a little bit earlier. So the early days, that first raise of money is tough. And luckily, we had a pretty good network of people to talk to raise that capital. And then, and then you start building, and it was pretty tough for me that summer, because you wear so many hats. You're understaffed constantly. We didn't raise a lot of money. We raised a couple $100K, and that's just enough to run some operations and build, a prototype. And one of the things I struggled with was not having a technical co-founder, and that would have been a lot easier if I did. And that was one of the objections we got. And it's absolutely right. It would have been a lot easier if I had a technical co-founder that was well trusted. So, those early days, going from, having a team around me, having a big budget, to, scrutinizing everything, every single thing we've spent money on, every single decision about, what to launch with. And it's hard. It keeps you up at night. It's the first thing that, pops into your head when you wake up in the morning. It's the last thing that pops into your head, when you go to sleep, or you struggle to go to sleep. And that's, also a struggle for, relationships in your life. How do you be present in a world where, there's a million things going around your head at all times? And, I'd be, sitting there at a cocktail party, and, my girlfriend would nudge me and say, "Hey, what are you thinking about?" And I would be, I'd say, "I'm thinking about A/B testing on the registration form. Maybe we should do that." And she'd, look at me like, "Trevor, what are you doing? It's Saturday night." But it's all encompassing. And, I think, that's exciting. And, I see, some people who say, that the more healthy thing to do is turn it off, and, a couple hours off will help you be more creative. For me, it was just, constantly on. And that creates an exciting challenge. It makes it a really deep part of your identity, and who you are. You take a certain pride in that, to let that happen. And hope you're surrounded by people who, really love you and support you, because, I don't think I could have gone through all the ups and downs if I didn't have that support.